Welcome to Sports Connection. I'm Darrin Joins, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director. I'm here with Mr. Tate Mathews. Tate, it's hard to believe, we have spring season tournaments this week.
This week, the postseason is here. The next time we talk to everybody, it'll be the month of May. School year is almost over. Athletic year is almost
It's craziness.
over. Spring fling right around the corner. I love it. It's warming up.
Well, we always say we've got the WILLCO spring fling. I mean, it's because if you survive hours,
Got a pretty good chance.
you got a good chance. Tate, so we got a lot to talk about today, but let's start with this, the WILLCO Workout. Again, college coaches, all levels, from the highest level to, and I don't even want to say the lowest, but all levels of football. We had over 20 colleges represented. Lots of offers coming for our players. We had 90 players out there at Franklin High School last Tuesday. Our version of the NFL Combine is what it is. They just want to get a chance to see those guys out there in person, be able to talk to them. But, man, third annual event was a great one. Appreciate you being out there. The gear looked great. What a night.
It was a great night. Moved to Franklin this year because the first two had been at Centennial. Moved to Franklin. Coach Atkins and his crew did a great job with it. You're right. The guys look good out there. The young men look good out there in their combine gear. They had the compression tops on and the three-stripe shorts. It was really cool. Made some, always taking notes after events like this. Made some adjustments. Made some changes from the first two. Kind of almost staged how you were bringing them out. I thought that was a great. Change that was needed. I don't know that the young men picked up on it, but you and I talked about it. I mean, there was a Heisman Trophy winner on the field, Chris Winkie from Florida State, right? Who won I don't remember the year, but won the Heisman. I believe he beat Josh Heupel, Coach Heupel. At Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure Winkie beat him in the Heisman. But anyways, he's now coaching at Georgia Tech, and he was on the field. I mean, it's pretty cool, man.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Boston College had offered Femi Babalola from Ravenwood. Thus, here comes Georgia Tech. And then a late ad that night was Virginia Tech, and they offered Femi.
That's right.
Which I thought was really, really kind of a cool thing. Hey, I want to give credit on this. Each year we ask the college coaches, we ask our high school coaches, what are some things we could do differently? Coach Hester worked on the schedule for us.
Yeah.
It really worked out nicely. And Coach Q out there at Ravenwood taking care of the warm-ups and the 40s. And our coaches, I thought, did a really good job that night. And I love the opportunity for those young men to not only showcase some of their skills, but to get a chance to talk to those college coaches, man, what a night!
Yeah, and you could tell I happened to be down talking to a college coach with some of the Brentwood guys, and several of the Brentwood players came up and just walked up, said, "Hey, coach," looked him in the eyes, stuck his hand, "Hey, coach, I'm Tom Jones. I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself to you." It was really good. Obviously, those kids usually have manners, but you could tell somebody at Brentwood's been working with them on that before, and it was good. And the college coaches appreciate that. You cannot put, I'm going to get Stephen A. Smith podcast, soapbox here. I do. I think we fail as parents. And when you're an adult and you can't do this, it really bothers me. You cannot put a price tag on eye contact. Look somebody in the eye.
Right.
When you're talking to them. Especially, hey, boys, you want them to recruit you. Or young ladies, look them in the eye when you're talking to them, and they did a great job with that. So
firm handshake.
And if for whatever reason your parents can't do it, that's tough. You break the cycle. You learn how to look people in the eyes.
Wofford.
Love Wofford.
It's one of my favorites to show up.
The mascot, the Terriers.
The Terriers, yeah, that's right. It's like a Boston-looking terrier.
Yeah.
So I thought this was kind of neat. I know that night they offered 3 of the guys from Page, which I thought was fun. But I like seeing Princeton and Dartmouth and Harvard and some of our state schools here.
Coach Mack.
I just think Richmond's been here several times. It's really a great opportunity. Glad we could do it, and got to thank our coaches for making that happen.
Yep. Coach Andy Mack from Sewanee was in the. Coach McCollum was in the
University
house
of the South.
The University of the South. Great academics there. Good place to watch a football game too. Yeah, it was great. It was a really special night. Got it in. It went well. There was I guess going back to what I was saying about the changes y'all made. I didn't see a lot of standing around. And you just learn from the previous ones. But there were times there were guys standing around. There's a lot. If you were out there, they were moving.
It was good.
Coach Jackson was out there coaching. 3 things you can count on. Quisenberry's going to do the warm-ups. Jackson's going to do the O-line, and Dr. Defense is going to do the D-line.
Yeah, it's fun.
And I kind of like it that way.
It's fun. Let's jump into baseball. So we had our final series in baseball. Ravenwood 2-1 over Brentwood. They win 2 out of 3. Summit 2 out of 3 over Centennial. Nolensville 2 out of 3 over Franklin. And this one was important.
Yes.
Indy with the sweep over Page, which resulted in Indy being 15-6, Ravenwood 14-7. So Indy wins the league, automatic into the region tournament, which is huge. And Tate, I know you had Coach on your show Saturday. I'm sure you talked about this. 4-0, 3-0, set. They didn't give up a run in that Page series. It's not like Page is bad.
No.
Page went into that series thinking they could still get in the top 3. Man, what a dominant effort by Independence.
Yeah, really, really, really played well. And I'm pretty sure they didn't even have to win that. After they won the second game, I believe.
Because they had the tiebreaker.
They had the tiebreaker over Ravenwood. So, but that goes to show how well they're playing. Then they turn around, because Page still had a lot to play for, has a lot to play for, and they turn around and get that win 7-0. I think this is pretty cool, too. I believe they ended up playing that game at Riverdale because there had been so much rain, and they have a turf infield, and I believe they played that game at Riverdale. I know that was the plan. They got it in, so I think they did. So going on the road, a different environment. I like the way they're playing, and like we talked about, they've got some really good seniors, but they've got a lot of talented sophomores. And this team's playing their best baseball of the year going into the tournament. Pretty scary.
So the tournament that starts this week, there's 2 sites. Number 1 has a site that's independent, so they'll take on Franklin, the 8th seed. Number 4, Summit, will take on Brentwood, so it's 4 versus 5. Then on the other side, you've got number 2 hosting Ravenwood, number 7, Centennial, number 3, Nolensville versus number 6, Page. That's a tough first-round game. So here's what happens. If Indy makes the final, if you're in the final, you're in the region. If Indy doesn't make the final, then you've got to win the tournament to advance, and it's double elimination. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. My prediction, Tate, is Indy in the final. They come out of that top bracket, and I just think they're trending in the right direction. I'm going Nolensville in that bottom half. I think it's Indy, Nolensville onto the region, which means they'll also be in the sectional.
Yeah.
/ sub-state. What are your
history thoughts? Well, I mean, history says they'll be there, right? So, or at least
you talking about Nolensville?
Yeah, recent history. So, I think and Coach McClory was very clear on it. Our goal, our intentions are to go win the tournament. We're not. They're playing as if this automatic bid into the region tournament doesn't even exist, right? They're going to win the tournament.
Keeping them sharp, so to speak.
Keeping them sharp. Plus, he's an old school. I'm sure, baseball guys are superstitious. I could see that's kind of like messing with the baseball gods. Like, you just don't do that, right?
Right.
I believe in that.
Throw off, so to speak.
No.
That's happened.
That's Rutherford County women's basketball.
That'll be for the last show that we did.
So, are you saying what are my predictions? I believe in Ravenwood, man. I think it's Independence and Ravenwood, which would be a heck of a end of a run for what Nolensville's doing. But I like this. Hey, for most of now, Independence was right there with them, but for most of the year, Ravenwood led the league.
I'd have to go look at the tournament draw, and maybe this isn't possible. What would be fun if it was Nolensville, Ravenwood, and Indy was already
Oh,
and you had to win the
for
final.
all the marbles, baby.
I know it's stress. I love it.
And then, so I think that's clear, but maybe not clear. So if Indy does not win the tournament, they're in. But that means they
That's
go
right.
on the
You'd
road.
have to win
They
the
go on
title.
the road though, right?
Yes, because they do too.
Right. They'll be the two. If they don't get the one, they'll just.
I think that's correct.
I think it is.
Um,
If they were to get put out of the tournament, they still go on, but they're the
Yeah.
two and they go on the road.
but honestly, it's irrelevant because they're going to both win.
Do we line up with Metro?
I've seen them, so we'll be playing. Okay.
And again, we've talked about it a lot, and this is the last time we will. 21 district games, man. That is.
I love it.
I do too, but there is literally there's no off nights.
It's the way it ought to be. Track. The grade
awesome.
8. The grade 8. Man, what a night. The 26th annual, and I know they move where it's at, but I want to get this in. I don't care what you read. It was at David Lipscomb High School.
Or yeah, formerly known as David Lipscomb Campus School.
Okay. I mean, David just gets dropped.
That's kind of bad, man. I don't know, David. That's not. What did he do to get just his name lopped off?
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good. So anyway,
To be fair, outside of parking was no bueno. It is a nice track. It's a nice event. I think we can say this. I think, right? Can we quote her on this? Coach Doty? She said she'd be happy to host it at Brentwood. So grade 8 people, Vanderbilt, let's get it over. Let's get it over there, either there or Ravenwood. Plenty of parking. Bring it to WILLCO. Plenty.
even if we have another event on campus, still plenty.
Plenty.
So let's talk some results. Let's jump in here on the girls. So the 800.
Yep.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Claire Stegall from Nowensville. She's first. Larkin Johnson Centennial second. Now, I want to talk about the 1600 next, and it actually leads me to this week's gym. All right, this is courtesy of our man Charles Pulliam. 15 girls in the state of Tennessee this year with sub 5-minute 1600s, which, by the way, is booking it.
Moving.
9 of those 15 from WCS and 7 of the 8 at the grade 8 accomplished that feat, led by, again, Miss Claire Stegall from Nowensville High School.
Read that time, boy. Yeah.
438.74. And second, now again, let's talk about this. 7 of those 8 break the 5-minute mark, but second place was still 16 seconds behind her, it was third place.
Yeah.
Leah Banovac, who was second from Brentwood, second from WCS, 454. So double digits when you're talking about the difference between. And if you go down all the way to 7th, Rachel Hall's Brentwood High School, 21-second difference.
Yep.
From a person who runs a sub 5-minute 1600. Doesn't make any sense. So Leah Banovac third, Lorelei Witten from Summit fourth, Lauren Banovac fifth, Rachel Hawes seventh. We totally dominate that event.
Yeah. And Witten's a freshman.
Freshman.
I mean, so that's unbelievable. Yeah, man. Well, we talk about it. It's just if you haven't seen it, you don't really get it. It's mind blowing, man. I mean, Leah Banovac, was it Leah or Lauren? One of them won the Wilco's or the Hartman because Claire didn't run. Like she's, you know what I'm saying? Like she's unbelievable.
When Claire runs, she's winning.
She's winning, but I mean, the difference in first and 7th was the time that it takes somebody to run a 200-meter yard dash. I mean, it's crazy. Hey, she hasn't entered the 800 every year, but she's entered in the grade 8, 4 years, 4 top times. She set the state record at the grade 8 last year, and the 800. Not only did she come out and smoke it and win this year, she set the state record the other night in the 800. It's just
Which was held by?
her. Yeah. And Larkin Johnson, I mean, she got second, smoking, but it's just.
So really, all these people are going, hey, Claire, let me talk you into not running this one.
Right. So she can win. She will win the 800, 1600, and 3200. She's going to run two of them. Whichever two, she's winning those two.
Florida commit. Stegall, man, what a name. We'll
Pretty
never
cool.
forget her.
But you're right, man, to have 7 of 8 sub 5 in the mile.
And I don't have 8 written down, but you're talking about you have a great time, barely over 5 minutes, and you're 25 seconds behind the winner.
Yeah, here it is. By the way, the Williamson Herald is free, so there's no reason to say I'm not paying the 99 cents or whatever. So you ought to be following anyways. That article Charles wrote is on the Williamson Herald. It's a great article. Check this out. According to Tennessee Mile Split, which I think we all agree they're pretty accurate.
They're good.
As recently as 2013, didn't produce a high school female runner under the 5-minute mark in the 1600.
And 12 years later, we've got 15 in the state, 7 in one event.
While 7 of 8 in Thursday's single race did just that.
This
is the fastest year on record for 1,600-meter runners in the state, and of the 15 girls with sub 5 times, 9 are from WILLCO high schools. 2013, nobody broke it. Now it's just meet after meet after meet, and you got one breaking a 4:40, and she'll beat that.
Let's get some of these other results in. 3,200, Lydia Cromwell, Brentwood, second. 100 hurdles, Anna Keeney, Ravenwood, second. 300 hurdles, Isley Coward, Brentwood, third. Long jump and 100, Jen C. Knight, Independence, fourth in one, sixth in the other. High jump, Daisy Altsfall, Brentwood, second. 200 and 400, Riley Fisher, Independence, third and fifth. 4x4, Independence, third. Tate, why don't you hit some of those boys' results?
Payne Fielder of Brentwood was third in the 800. Callahan Fielder of Brentwood was second in the 1600. Nielsen Hurst, Franklin, fifth. Wills Jackson, man, he is really having a great track season. Third in the 100. Again, this is the grade A. We're not talking about the Hickman County Invitational here. This is the 8 fastest kids in the mid-state. Wills got third in the 100. Leighton Varden of Fairview, fifth. Varden was also third in the 200.
Look out for him in the state meet, obviously.
That's right, because he's going to be in, is it AAA in track, or do they just call it A?
I believe it's AAA.
Yeah, I do too. Gavin Johnson, first in the 100. He was smoking, and Nate Lamb of Ravenwood came second in that. So we took 1, 2 in those. And then I thought this was really cool. Cameron High, the 110 hurdles, first place. The 300 hurdles, first place. Pretty strong. Pole vault, Cannon Kinder came in second. Long jump, Clayton Blanton of Ravenwood was fourth. High jump, Luke Durham of Independence, third. And triple jump, Brandon Brooks of Nolensville takes home the title in the triple jump. I love the triple jump. Isn't it fun to watch?
It's fun.
All the jumping, but man, you got to be really explosive. Timing, technique, a lot can go wrong. 4x1, Centennial second. 4x4, Ravenwood second. And then the discus, Nick Blocher of Brentwood, third. So, again,
it's a lot to read, but we needed to. And there's others that were in the events. We didn't name everybody.
That's right. Like, I don't know who beat Daisy in that, but my guess is that's somebody in D2.
That's exactly what
Not
happened.
even going to see him
No.
come state track meet.
Go ahead and pencil her in, too.
Pencil her in.
Winner.
I think she got sixth she chose not to run. I think she did the long jump, got sixth in that.
You know, we talked to Coach Doty there on site that night, which was a great night.
Yes.
And I love how Brentwood does it. They don't panic too much about who's running when. And, they're giving everybody experience. And then when it really matters, here they come.
That's right.
Here they come. Great job. Flag football. Let's jump into flag. They've got their tournament this week. So Friday night, we've got 2 sites, Franklin, Centennial. The final will be played Saturday at Centennial. Now, we are looking at a backup site if Franklin and Centennial happen to be in the same bracket, but if they're in a different bracket, that'll be our 2 sites. Weather issues all week last week. And we had some issues the week before, so really not much to report in terms of scores. We did have Brentwood with the win over Centennial. Independence, big win over Ravenwood. And we've got a ton of games to make up this week.
Yeah.
So, listen, there's a lot to be determined.
That was what jumped out to me, Independence over Ravenwood.
Makes Indy 3-2 on the year. Ravenwood only 1-2 in the league. So this week, they've got 5 games to make up. They've got the regularly scheduled 3, plus some others to make up.
And what night will you do those? Do you know yet?
Different nights. I mean, different. Some are making up 1 here, 1 there. So it's kind of wild.
That's pretty fun for them, though.
It is fun. Talking about practice. So our matchups this week at Indy, we got Page, Brentwood, and Indy. At Ravenwood, we got Summit, Centennial, Ravenwood. At Franklin, Nolensville, Fairview, Franklin. Ooh. How about that one? That's 3 of the top teams. In fact, Fairview, Franklin sitting at 3-1, Nolensville 3-0 at the taping of the show. So that's going to determine first place there.
Yes, it is. This is as tight as it's ever been.
It's pretty tight. It is. Hey, lacrosse. Let's jump into lacrosse. We have some girls' results. Brentwood, so we had a situation where Brentwood and Ravenwood were playing. Ravenwood wins. They're in the tournament with Franklin. Brentwood had to win in a 2-goal difference or more to make it Brentwood-Franklin, and it's exactly what happened. Brentwood gets the win 12-10 over Ravenwood. It's the first region title because it's the first one.
Right.
As a sanctioned sport. Franklin finished second based on goal differential, which I don't totally love that, but
I don't either.
What are you going to do? Because the league's not that big anyway.
That's a tough pill to swallow right there.
Very tough pill.
Anytime total points scored or anything, I don't like that because that encourages,
Well, Ravenwood finishes outside looking in, but Ravenwood beat Franklin.
Yeah.
But Franklin beat Brentwood. I mean, I get it.
Well, and you said that from the beginning. The way it's set up, there's going to be a couple of people really good left home.
Brentwood was down 10-9 entering the fourth quarter. A couple of goals, or 3 goals by Brentwood in that final quarter. Hat tricks, Aria Burton, Ava Sandberg for Brentwood. Girls playoff burst. I do want to go over this. So Region 4, Class A. So that's the smaller class. Page and Centennial are in that final 8 tournament.
Yep.
Region 3, Class AA. Brentwood, Franklin, as we mentioned. Brentwood, the 1, Franklin is the 2. Then if you're looking at boys playoff bursts, you got Page, Centennial in the small class. In the large class, you got Franklin, Ravenwood. Franklin's really good, by the way. They're dominating.
Yeah.
They're going to win it. But then you got Nolensville. For some reason, they're over in another region.
Makes no sense.
So we've got 3 of the 8 in the tournament there. 2 of the 8 on the girls' side in the larger class. And then on the small side there, we've got a couple of teams with the chance to win. So what I'm telling you is we're going to win times 2. We're going to win the boys, girls, big and small, times 2. It's going to be 4 state titles.
That's great. Love it. Probably don't, but do you know where lacrosse will be held?
So we got Nolensville.
No, Spring Fling, I'm sorry. Do we know yet?
No, it's Nolensville Ravenwood.
Oh, it's still going to be there.
It's going to play the week earlier.
Gotcha.
It's the previous week.
Gotcha.
Nolo Ravenwood will be the host sites for the whole thing. D1 and 2. That'll be in
I think
2
we're getting
weeks.
4.
We're getting 4.
4 for 4.
4 for 4.
Franklin has really upped it. I mean, it was a Brentwood-Ravenwood discussion for a long time. Nolensville on the boys' side. Franklin's really put this thing into higher gear.
Really good. Now, Nolensville will have a chance in that large class. All right, let's talk some soccer. Battle of the Woods, 1-1 tie last week. Ryan Bowie from Brentwood, Aiden Carruthers from Ravenwood with the only goals. Again, they end up in a tie. Franklin, 8-0 over Nolensville. They remain undefeated. They're the number 1 seed. So now this week, we've got the quarterfinals at the higher seed. Franklin, number 1, taking on Nolensville. Ravenwood, number 2, taking on Centennial. Indy, number 3, taking on Summit. And then Brentwood, number 4, taking on number 5, Page. Just like in baseball, Franklin in the region. Franklin's going to win the state title this year.
You talked to the other coaches, and they said this is a a really, really, really good team, like loaded.
Anything can happen in soccer.
That's right. But these guys they've got all the pieces.
They're going to win it.
Play really well together. What about Independence coming in? I guarantee you they've never been third in the tournament going in this time of year.
It's pretty impressive.
It is.
So really they'll match up if the seeds hold up. They'll match up with Ravenwood. The semis and championship are at Centennial. So it'll be fun. Hey, I did want to mention this. Tennis, the individual tournament, is taking place and finishing up this week. We'll go full blast results of that tournament next week.
You always count on a nice upset in tennis.
Yes.
Always.
It's true. It's true.
You're a big tennis guy.
True. Love tennis. We also have, we're going to talk about some softball results too. Tate, great show today. We had lots to talk about. What are you most excited about here coming up in the postseason?
Wow, a lot. But if we're talking all the way through, in my opinion, there's nothing more exciting to watch than the state track meet. So
I'm excited about it too.
I love going to Murfreesboro and is that Dean Hayes track, I believe?
I think that's right. I want to see how Claire ends her career.
I got a pretty good idea. As long as she makes it.
Now you were here during that time, Koger.
Yeah.
At Indy, and I remember reading about her when I was at Beach. She was such a known name.
Yep.
I remember. Claire has just blown all that out of the water.
She has. It's in this article. It's crazy. But she was the first one around here to do it. And then, golly, I wish I could find that time. I'd come back. But, yes, she has. I mean, they were saying that a lot of people back then were saying, I believe the word generational was used.
Which at the time was appropriate.
It was. But, I mean, and we talked about it. You've seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. She literally sprints the whole mile. She's not going 85%. It's wide open.
Here's what's crazy.
I don't know how they do it.
When you're talking about, again, they said generational, but I'm going to guess that Witten from Summit, she's already passed up some of those times. And I think, and it's what happens. It's the growth of a sport, whatever it is. Iron sharpens iron, so to speak. When you're out there trying to keep Claire's pace, you are going to push it a little,
100%.
a little more. But she dominates.
Yep.
Outside of a slip and fall, and in the 3,200, as you and I have seen, she could slip, fall, get up twice, and she'd still win.
Go get a snow cone.
If she chooses to run that one.
It was comical. It was almost like a rib was being played.
Embarrassment of the riches.
I thought somebody held out a rope and tripped everybody behind her. It was crazy.
Two I'm looking forward to as well, even though it's not official this year yet. I'm interested to see the postseason flag tournament, which will happen next week.
Do you know where?
It's Murfreesboro.
Gotcha.
The what's that called?
Sportsplex.
Sportsplex. That's right. That's where that'll be held. It'll be a couple day event. Only one from each district can go. We'll win that.
Yes.
And then lacrosse. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
I want to see us win 4 titles, which will be fun. Lacrosse still got some work to do on the stats, but
getting better.
Getting better.
It's time to get I hope Brentwood, I think it would be Brentwood. It's time to get a softball team back in Murfreesboro. Hoping Brentwood I think Brentwood's our best chance. Anytime Mason's on the mound, you got a really good chance. But we need to get back to softball.
Page.
Spring fling. Oh, you're going Page?
Going Page.
All right.
And Nolensville.
Either or.
It goes through Nolensville too, just like with baseball. Tate, as always, appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us for Sports Connection. We'll see you next time.